project at Rotork has had different experiences for different people. Ultimately, it's for our service teams, our engineers who go out and work on our customer sites with our products. Those people don't want to spend a lot of time doing administration. They don't want to spend a lot of time using systems. What they use today are pens and paper and faxes and email. Service management brings a new dynamic for those people, both in terms of automation, but also in rules they must follow, deadlines they must adhere to. So the system has not been completely plain sailing for those people. They have to do things differently, they have to use more structure, there is more systemization of the way that they work. So they are not as free, they're not as flexible in the way that they work. But the experience will be long term that our service engineers can do their work in the professional way that they do, and that the system can capture the information that they need. It will give them information to help them do their job. And overall, there will be a much greater experience for them. In our back office functions, again, they struggled with good quality information. They used spreadsheets, they used ancient systems, they used pieces of software that didn't fit together. AX and service management is completely integrated. They enter the data once and they see the results real time. But that has a burden on those people to key in much greater quantity of data than they used to use, and to do things in the time that those events happen, not at the end of the day or the end of the week or when they had spare time. So again, change pressures for people that affects the way that they worked and ultimately gives them more visibility of their business, more control of their business, more visibility of what the service engineers are doing, and the ability to get better use of the service engineer time. So less wasted effort, less downtime, less frustration for the people doing that work. But it doesn't come without pain. I think there's also an experience on the project side for the IT group. They get to work with new software, new tools, they get to deliver capabilities that they couldn't deliver before. And the project team, the core group of people who are designing and developing the solution and then deploying it to the business, they get to understand how we manage change, how we deliver these sorts of systems. The challenge is in supporting large numbers of people who are working remotely and depend upon them to deliver those systems to them every day. So a huge set of new experiences for people across the business to use information better, to get more information about what's going on, but to have to follow rules, to determine structures, to work with systems in a much more formal way than they ever had to before.
Were there any unexpected changes or factors that came up during the implementation of this project?
Rotork's business involves complex products, complex customer situations, and often innovative and sophisticated ways of delivering those products and services. I don't think we appreciated how complex the system is that needs to transact those business cases. And when you have a complex business and you have a complex way of delivering that business sometimes, the system behind it is sometimes more complex, more difficult to use, not as streamlined, not as easy as you would perhaps anticipate. So complexity, I think, is probably the most significant change or challenge that has come unexpected to the project. We really hoped we could have something that was easy to use, easy to train, easy to document, and would be used easily in a consistent way around the world. What we've discovered is that to be able to transact our business, we have to do more training. People don't get it right first time. Sometimes we have to go back and train them again. We need to give them more support. We need to give them better documentation to get the right practices implemented everywhere the system exists. So complexity is something that we didn't anticipate, and we still don't know how to measure, and we have a goal of it being simpler, we have a goal of it being more streamlined, but we have to be able to transact our business.
Phil, what is important to give attention to in such a project?
In enterprise system projects, the most important thing is data. I think it's also the most overlooked thing, and we have spent a significant amount of time identifying the data that needs to be in the system, and getting it to the right quality so that the system can use the data. I don't think anybody in the business appreciated how much effort that takes to not only find it from wherever it is today, to cleanse it to complete definitions of things, to load it into the system, and then to maintain that going forwards so that things like specifications, things like dates, and all manner of other pieces of data work within the system. I think the second area is around the specification. We used use cases to document the scenarios that the business must transact. And I don't think anybody appreciated how many of those there are. There are thousands of things that we do, and they present themselves in all manner of combinations of business scenarios. Documenting those and using those to prove the system is the right way to do it. And it's a significant challenge, it's a significant consumer of time. I think the third thing is also the design of the solution, not to be too ambitious, not to, in your first release, try and encapsulate all functionality that you need, but to have enough to get the business going and to see how that beds in, and then perhaps refine and evolve the solution going forwards.